using regular paper and my brother's ScanNCut to make awesome 3D star lanterns. That is exactly what we're doing today. So we've all seen the like IKEA ones that you can get that are these really cool paper lanterns, but I wanted to make my own because I want to put my own spin on them. So I went online and just found a simple template of a paper lantern star. So just one of the points, and I went ahead and printed it out just on regular paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that and put it into my scanning mat. Love my brother's scanning mat. And we're going to go ahead and load this into my machine. Now I love my scanning mat because there's nothing sticky about it. It's just like a little flap that you put the template into, and then I can scan it in. Now Courtney, does that mean I can print off any kind of template online that I want and just scan it in my machine? All right, let's jump into my machine. Alrighty, so now I'm in my brother's ScanNCut. I'm gonna go ahead and hit scan, and I wanna scan to cut data. Hit start. Now, what this is doing is it's scanning it into my machine. That way, that paper template can now be a cut file or a draw file. I know. All right, and there she is, right? So good. If I had caught anything else that I didn't want, I could just scoot it in, but it didn't, so it's totally fine. So I'm gonna hit okay. And now it's gonna go ahead and turn it into that cut or draw file for me. All right, there it is. Now we have two different options. We can take the inner or the outer part. So the first one, if I select it, it would just take the outer part. But I've got those perforated lines on the inside, and I really wanna make sure we catch those. So I want the second one, like this. So you see how I caught all those perforated lines? And it's gonna be so much easier when I'm trying to fold this thing later on if they're just gone there. We love that it caught all of those. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit okay. All right, and where do we want to save this to? Well, I want to save this to my machine. Okay, I'm going to hit okay. And now I can select to go home. All right, now it's saying, hey, you're going to delete this out, but that's okay because we've gotten what we wanted. All right, let's go to retrieve data and from our machine. All right, there it is. Now, where's the design? If you scroll down to the bottom, it will show you where the last saved design is. All right, and there it is. Let's select OK. And there it is. How cool. Now, there are a few bit of the little dashes that I feel like it missed, and if I was being really particular, I could go in there and make it do a finer detailed scan by playing with the different shades. But for what I need, this is more than enough. Because honestly, I just needed a perforated line to help with folding. I have a bunch on there that will help with folding. So I am not worried about this. I think it looks so cool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Now, right now it's in a bunch of different little bitty pieces, but I don't want that. I want it to be one solid piece. So it's all going together. So if I resize or change anything, it'll do it uniformly. Because right now, if I was to select any of these pieces, they're itty bitty little pieces. Watch. Let's see. See? Itty bitty little pieces. And I don't want that to be the case. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit right here where my selector boxes are. Select everything, which is the second one. So all the little bitty pieces, like that. Hit OK, object edit, and wilt them together. Like that. So now, one solid piece, right? All right, now if I wanted my star to be longer in any kind of way, because this is kind of a small star, then I could go ahead and resize this. And that is what I want to do. So I'm going to select my resize tool, and I'm going to go ahead and resize. All right, much, much bigger. So now one of these star pieces are almost even a 12. It's 11.52 width. But this is the front and back of it. So technically one of my stars is only like a 6-inch by 12, which is still a pretty big star. I mean, again, that's one piece. Now we're technically done with this outer part of it. So this would just create one solid piece for us. And if you wanted to do that, then you're done at this part. But I want to add some more. I want to add some cute stars, some cute designs on the inside of it that will also be cut out to make part of our star. So I am not done here. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK. OK again. Add. Pattern. And now I can bring in any design I want, anything at all that I want to highlight whenever I put my light in later, inside my lantern, any of those parts I want to add now. Now, you could add anything in the machine. You could put stars, you could put moons, you could put whatever. You could even come over here and come maybe get some of these snowflakes. That would be really pretty. And have your machine cut those out for you. Or you could do more spirally designs. Ooh, that snowflake or that snowflake, those are both really fun options. Any of this could be used. Let's see. Now, I personally like this section for really scripty designs. That could be a lot of fun to do that. These and something like that in a pretty lantern. Oh, so pretty. So I'm thinking this design's really fun. Now I'm going to resize it a lot smaller because if I was to bring it in at this time, it would tell me there wasn't enough room on my mat, but I know there is. So I'm going to shrink her down really small, and we'll be able to raise her size later. Okay, okay, set. Okay, now she's a little bitty, but that was just to get her on the mat. I'm going to go ahead, grab her, bring her over. Now we have to remember this center line right here is part of the fold, so we don't want to put anything right there. We really want to kind of put it on the inner parts of those triangles, so right here and stuff. So I'm going to take this one, and then we can edit. Object edit, and now we can resize it from right here to larger. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, now this is going to be the point of my design. So we got to think, how do we want it situated with the point? I think I want to rotate it. I think I want to rotate her a bit. Let's see, like that. And bring her, and then she kind of fills in that area, right? Right? Cute. Love that. We could even rotate her a little bit more, or over, and kind of custom make this star for ourselves. Now, I love that, and I want that on the opposite of my star, so I'm going to hit OK, plus another one, and then I'm going to use this button right here to flip it, like that. Then we can bring it over here. Like that. Right, and now we're making this like 3D aspect to our star, and it's going to be beautiful. All right, absolutely love that. You want to make sure they're perfectly parallel. What you can do is hit OK. Selector tools, select just those two, like that, hit OK, object edit, and then the alignment tools right here. All right, now we can align just going side to side with this one right here. And now they're perfectly lined up. I know, it's good. Okay, now I'm gonna come back and hit unselect, unselect. That way I can play with them individually. All right, gorgeous. Love the way that this is coming out. But let's go ahead and hit OK. Add, pattern, pattern. And I'm going to come back to that same area because I want to get another script on. Like, oh, these would be gorgeous. So these are fun. We wanted to do one of these. That's the one we had before. But oof, I want them to feel the same though. But that one's really good because it can go into a pointy area. So I think I like this one. All right, we're going to remember, make it smaller so it can actually go on the mat, trick in the mat. Oh, hit OK, OK, set. All right, bring that over, edit, object edit, rotate it to kind of figure out how we like it in this space. Go. You could even make them connect if you really wanted to make them connect. I kind of like that they're separate, you know? That's really pretty. I wonder if it should go on the other side and we flip the other one. Let's see. Like that. That's pretty. All right, let's hit OK. Get the second one again. Add the second one. Bring it over. Flip it. You don't have to flip them, but I like that it's got that uniformity to it, if that makes sense, right? All right, love this. This is so pretty. All right, we're going to do our trick again. Selector tools, select them both, hit OK. Object edit, alignment, align it, boom. Perfect, love this, hit OK. Now if you want to keep adding to this, you absolutely keep adding to it. I like to select the outside so I can see what the design's looking like. Oh, it's so pretty. And I think when the light's coming through that, that's just going to be gorgeous. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. You could add more if you wanted this to be more of a Christmassy design. You absolutely could do that. I love this. I think it's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK. Please select, and we want to cut. All right, there's our design. How cool. All right, and to be able to cut this out, I am using my black auto blade right here. It is my multi-purpose. All right, now whenever I was deciding about this, I was like, okay, what kind of size paper? Like regular, just computer paper? Oh, but what if I have legal paper? I could use that. the best thing to do is a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So 12 by 12 piece of paper, I am using some cardstock that wasn't my favorite. But for this, I need a lot of it, and I just wanted white, so I'm just flipping it over to the white side. Yes, there's stuff on the inside. I won't tell anyone if you don't tell anyone. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and follow this to the side over there, and we're just gonna put it on a 12 by 12. Now, originally I was thinking I would have to use a 12 by 24 mat, but now looking at the design, it fits in a 12 by 12. You're just making one of the cones. Isn't that great? So each cone is almost like a 12 by 12 size, well, 12 in height almost, every single one of them. So it makes this big gigantic thing that is huge. So I don't even need a 12 by 24 unless I was upping the size to make my cones even bigger. Then I could do it on 12 by 24, but I don't even need that. I can do it on a regular 12 by 12 mat. Again, if you have a brand new mat, a brand new standard mat, I would recommend not doing it on the purple standard mat like I am and doing it on a low tack mat, which are the blue mats, or teal if you want to call it teal. I would do it on one of those. Now this mat has seen better days, so it has been demoted, and it's fine to put paper on this one. And again, this is cardstock, so it's a little bit thicker than regular paper is. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and load it in my machine. All righty, let's hit start. Now it said 4 minutes to cut, and honestly, for that intricate of a cut, not bad, not bad. And absolutely, whenever it starts like really cutting them, and I'm starting to get a lot of them, because I'll need 6 of these. When it starts doing that, then I could just be gluing the other ones together and then assembly aligning them. How perfect. And with a perforated line, it's not gonna take me any time at all. So really, ScanNCut's doing the grunt work. Thank you. Thank you. All right, there she goes. So if you know she's like hopping around, if you're like, girl, where are you going? She's got a rhyme and a reason where she's going. She's got an idea of where she wants to go. But if you ever notice it cutting in an area and you're like, wait a second, you're not done with this area, where are you going? She's got a reason, okay? Trust her, she has a reason. But how fun was this to put that custom design in? Because then we really could, you know, make it exactly what we wanted. Now again, I did this one just plain. So this one was just one color cut out, or I guess white cut out of it. But I didn't put any designs in it. Oh, there she goes. Sorry, she started doing the big cut and I got excited. But anyways, I didn't put any design in this one. It's just one solid color. And that works great. I mean, we didn't have to, but I want to make this more of a lantern. Now, would you be able to see a little bit of the light peeking through? Yeah, totally. But for what I want to do, I want a lot of light coming in from it. So I want holes cut out in some kind of beautiful fashion. There she goes. Oh, she's doing so good. There's those perforated lines again. You see it doing those really pretty scripty like design now. Oh, it does so good. Look at her just to go, and there's no way in any kind of world that I would have been able to do that by hand. So we love our ScanNCut. Now while she's cutting out, I'm gonna just go ahead and pull out the rest of these papers that I want to be cut out of. So that way, as soon as she's done, I can put the next one on and then so forth. So. Oh, and she's done. See, I gotta go faster. She's like, I'm waiting on you, Courtney. All right, there we go. We're gonna take it out. All right, I love doing this part. It's like one of my favorite parts, is taking out the outer sides of designs. Like, that's so cool. All right, like there, that went away. Now, I should be good and get my spatula tool to get this off, because I do not want anything to accidentally, you know, tear in any kind of way, because it is a sticky mat. So I'm going to just put it underneath. So we're gonna take our spatula tool and we're gonna put it underneath, and then we're gonna wiggle. Now, Courtney, why are you wiggling? Because that lets me get it off my mat a little bit gentler than trying to like tear it or pull it or any kind of way. Now I do have a lot of these spirally designs on there, so I'm kind of avoiding them at the moment. I'm kind of avoiding them a little bit, but I will softly go around them in just a minute too. But I'm just trying to get the majority of it off of my mat. But we carefully want to go in there so we don't tear anything, we don't shred anything. If you do want to take off these inner bits like that, you absolutely, oh, look how pretty that is. I love it. Okay. All right, there we go. We've got one part off. Oh my goodness, it is so cute. Okay, Courtney, patience. I say, what I'm trying not to do is get super excited and then start pulling things and, you know, well, right now I'm pulling something, but pulling things and then distorting something that does not need to be distorted. Ah, that's so cool. All right, very cool. Now I'm going to freak out and fold that and be very excited in 2 seconds, but I do want to get the rest of this off my, look how small that, like, are you kidding me? Like, how perfect and beautiful is that? Like, oh, so good. All right, so I'm gonna hurry up and get this off of my mat so I can put my next piece on there because I've got 6 to cut and I've only done 1. So we're going to put our next piece on there, load it in our machine, hit OK, please select, and we want to cut. All right, and then hit start. All right, so now she's off to the races for the next one, so I don't have to do anything with that. She's taken care of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my piece. Ah, I've got stuff flying around. There. Alrighty, how pretty is this? Now she's got her perforated lines in there. They're fantastic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold it over to the wrong side. Yes, this is Easter cardstock. But since I do have for those perforated lines, it's super easy just to go ahead and fold it where it needs to be folded. So we're gonna fold on every perforated line. Like that. Go, fold it in half. Like that. Gorgeous. Flip it to the other side. Fold that perforated line. Gorgeous. All right, so that's all the perforated lines folded, starting to come together. All right, now I went ahead and plugged in my hot glue gun, so that way I'm just gonna go ahead and hot glue it together because yes, I could tape it and stuff like that, but like it might pop open and hot glue, I know it's not going anywhere. It's gonna be close, especially because I do wanna put a light in here and I'm gonna have to maneuver the lights in there, so. So pretty. Now, there are 2 perforated lines on the front. So our designs on the side, there are 2. And so those actually needed to be folded out like this. There we go. And on this side too. Perfect. Because whenever I have my other parts of my star, I'll need those to be able to put it together. So we do want those right now. So I've got my hot glue gun heated up here, and what I'm going to do is on the tab on the long part right here, I'm gonna go ahead and hot glue that, and that's going to close it and make that first star. So right here, we're gonna put glue and then fold it over and connect it like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it from this angle. Okay, there we go. Fold over. There we go. So now it makes the first part. How simple is that? And look how big that thing is. It's gonna be a bunch of them. It's gonna be so good. All right, now it already did cut my second one because while I was chatting, I was just throwing them on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold this one and do the exact same thing as this one. That way I can just have a bunch of these right there. Take my hot glue again. So that is in real time how long it took to make that. That was super, super fast. All right, second one done. So fast. It really is. It is so fast and easy to do. All right, so now I have 2 of them. I can start showing you how they're gonna be put together. Now, you would think that this would be the front of my star, right? It's not. It's actually this. Now, if you're like, Courtney, wait, isn't that part blank? Yeah, the reason I did that is because, hello, she's woman on a mission. Anyways, the reason I did that was because I'm gonna put a light inside of here. And so I want to have it where you can see the light through both sides, because I might have it somewhere where you can't, it might turn a little bit. You know how sometimes those things turn and like on the string and you can see the other side of it. So I didn't want to leave the back side blank, because what if it does turn? I don't want to have to worry about it. But also I like giving it the solid side, because then it gives it a little bit of break. So then the parts that are shining are just more vibrant and it's more impressive looking. But if you want to put the design on all of your pieces, go for it. Absolutely. It's your star to do what you like. So I have my star right here, and remember we have those little tabs. All right, so when we come to it, well, let's say we take this one. Here's our front. So remember we have the tabs on one side, not on the other. If we lay our other one right next to it, there's the tabs, there's not tabs. So then we can take the tabs, we can take it, make sure that the tabs right here are laid inside of the other one, like this. And that's gonna hold them together. So now all I have to do is put hot glue on the inside of the tab and then lay the tab in there. So I'm gonna line mine up as best I can before I actually glue it down, because once we glue it down, remember we're using hot glue, so there's no turning back. All right, we're going to take it and try not to burn ourselves. Here, my other one done. I told you I'm simply lining this. Oh, there we go. And then we're going to lay the tab down like that. Okay, so now those two are stuck together. But Courtney, that's just one of them. You've got this other one. Yes, so we're gonna do the exact same. We're gonna lay it like this. So now it opens it up that way. We're going to put glue on the inside of the tab right here, and then we'll lay that down, and that'll create that one point for us. So let's go ahead. Glue, glue, glue. Okay. Put them together like that. And then lay that tab down with that glue on the inside, like that. All right, so now, it's starting to make the shape. Do you see the concept? I know, it's so awesome. It's so good. Oh my gosh, it looks so pretty. All right, so that one's done. I need to switch it out. Now look, this is my third one that I have, so technically I'm halfway done. There we go. And this is the time that my mic decided to stop working. So the rest of this is going to be a voiceover. I'm sorry. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get our next one off of our mat. Look at all these pieces perfectly cut out. Oh, it's so great. What would you use the extra pieces that are coming off of this mat for? Because it kills me to throw them away. They're perfectly cut. Oh my goodness, I can't think of anything. Honestly, I did keep them. I did keep them in case I did think of something later on, because they're perfectly cut out. It feels wrong just throwing them away. All right, so now we're getting more and more of our pieces, and we're going to fold them the exact same way on that perforated line. The perforated lines make it so easy to put this together. I cannot harp on that enough. It's great. So I'm going to continue to making my different points the exact same way, folding them on the perforated lines, and making sure that the inner tabs at the bottom of my point are sticking out. That way I can put them together like I did my other two, connecting the part that does have the tab to the part that doesn't have the tab, and going around and around and around. So honestly, it's just easier to go ahead and just put all the points together and just have them ready to put into that giant star. You could, of course, do them one at a time, but I feel like it's just my brain is in the folding mode, and I just go ahead and I fold, 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 hot glue that back, and it's just nice to have them all done and ready to go. So we're hot gluing the back right there. Oop, she needs an extra hot glue stick. Now, a little trick that I want to show you, and if you've ever used a hot glue gun, you probably figured this out as well, but if when you need to put a new stick into the back of your hot glue gun, what I like to do is I take the hot glue and I put it on the end of my hot glue where the hot part is, of course, through the nozzle, and I don't really put a piece of hot glue, like a bit, but I really get it melted on there, and then whenever I go to put it in the back of it, it doesn't slip out, because I use really long hot glue sticks and I hate when they just fall out. So once you do that, it's kind of making it tacky, and it wants to stick to the piece that's already in there. So even if you don't have much to pull through, it's fantastic, and you don't have to really hold your hand really hard or squeeze it really hard to make more of it come out, because it's already connected, and it's fantastic. So highly recommend that little tip. It makes it so much easier with a hot glue gun. And yes, I use a hot glue gun quite a lot. All right, so I've got all of my pieces done. I'm sure that's exactly what I'm saying right now. Unfortunately, again, the mic is gone. Don't know what happened there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and stick every single one. Now, what I do know I'm saying in there is if you want to go ahead and just make 3 of them together and then the other 3 separately and then connect those two, you absolutely can. I went ahead and just did it one by one, but whatever preference that you have, if you find it easier to be able to maneuver inside of the star with it having three of them together, or if you want to do batches of two, it's up to you. But again, for me, I just went one by one all the way around, and it was super easy. So I'm just going to go ahead and, oh, look how pretty that is. Oh, just have it. I know, I'm excited too, past corny. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put hot glue on those tabs and then connect them. Now, I did find it easier to kind of faux make it, so go ahead and put it where it needs to go like this, and then go ahead and hold it there and put that hot glue gun and then stick it right down real quick. That way, it doesn't give the hot glue time to dry and kind of gives me a second to maneuver everything really quickly, so I highly recommend that. And then all I'm doing is pressing on the inside and the outside to make sure that that tab is stuck down to the top area of the new star or the new piece that I needed to stick down to. So fantastic. So now we have those three, and again, you could do the other three separately and then connect them, but I'm just going to do it one at a time and keep connecting and making it bigger and bigger, and it's fantastic. And again, I found it much easier just to go ahead and set the star on there, pretending that it's going to be on there, you know, in the area, and then just getting that hot glue out there like this, and then go ahead and connect, and doing that on both sides. Just makes it so much easier. And even on some of them, I went ahead and just put a dab of hot glue towards the center point of the star, and or you know, wherever it connects, and that just like a placeholder in the correct spot, and then maneuver the rest of it, because I mean, it's a lot to try to get both sides angled correctly. So made it a little bit easier. It's like a little extra helping hand. Now, if you notice on the design, you'll see certain parts where it's cut out and it looks like it's missing an area or it's looped down. It's paper, and it kind of just pushed down into the lantern, and I had to pull it back up later on. So it looks like parts of it are missing, and it's because I'm kind of being a little rough with it trying to get this glued on there. But later on, I do go back and make sure I fold all those out. Now, I'm sure that wouldn't be so bad if you used a cardstock that was sturdy. This was not a sturdy cardstock. This was pretty much just like computer paper. All right, now we've got a star. So if you wanted to leave like this and close it, it would be an adorable star. However, I want to add an additional point. I feel like it's just, gives it a little something whenever it's not just a regular star. But if you did want to do a regular star, you would be finished, and you would only need 5 points instead of 6 points. So I am going to do 6 points on mine. All right, so we're laying our last piece on there. This is exciting. It's really coming together. Now, again, if you wanted to just do the 5-1, they would have more space in between each other, each of the points. This is going to kind of make it a little bit thinner. Again, you could add additional point if you wanted an additional point. It would just make it a little bit smaller in between points, so you wouldn't have as much room. All right, so we've got one side down, or at least stuck on there. We're gonna go ahead and get that last one on there, and it looks so good. Now, you see what I'm saying about the gaps? It's because the flaps haven't opened. My design was very frilly, and there wasn't a lot holding it together in certain spots. So it looks like it's open. You see when I'm pushing it down there, but don't worry, I do go back at the end and make sure that all of those are facing the correct way, not folded any kind of way. I kind of fluff it out, if that makes any sense. To fluff it out, yeah, look there, I'm fluffing it out to make sure they're all sitting properly, but I am being quite rough with it, and I do want to make sure that those do close up or look properly and sit nicely at the end. But once I do glue it and then fluff it out, those kind of pop right back into spot, so do not worry if that happens to you. There we go. We've got the glue on there. Now I am going to be a little rough with the design because I can't get in there to make sure that glue sticks. So I'm putting my hand through the design itself to make sure that it sticks, because it needs to be pressed down to make sure that it's touching. All right. There we go. We've got so many strings from all the hot glue, but we love a hot glue moment as long as I'm not burning myself. Spoiler alert, I did burn myself at least twice during this, but it's okay. Crafting, it happens. It's with the crafting experience with a hot glue gun. All right, there we go. We're getting the last pieces on there. It looks so good. I love it. All right, here we go. Ta-da! I didn't even fluff the bottom, but other than that, ta-da! Oh, it came out so cute. I'm really glad we did it double-sided, again, in case it turns itself on the string that I'm putting it on. Now, I am personally going to use like fairy lights. I call them fairy lights, with the little battery pack, and it has like a little string with lights on it, because I didn't want a string, just a regular string. So I thought
okay, the light string has a lot of lights on it, and that's perfect. It's small. I can easily put it inside of here, and then it'll want to stay. How cute is that? Now, where are the lights going in at? You could put them through any part of the design if you want to, but I personally like to put them through right here. There's a little gap right there that I can just weave those little lights through. You see if I press right here, it opens up right there. So that's where I'm going to put my lights through. But if you want to put them through one of the points, you could absolutely put them through one of the points. But I feel like it's just easier to hang them through that little opening. And then if I want to tape the lights, towards the inside, then I can get in there and tape them in there. But again, if you want to go through a point, you could absolutely do that. You're just going to make sure you leave a little bit extra of a gap when you are closing one of your points. And then that could be your point that you're putting your lights through. Again, I'm just using fairy lights that happen to be on a they're battery powered, but I've seen some people do it with the icicle lights, and that's really cute. Now, however, I wanted a longer string because I want to hang these at different lengths, and I think that would be really cute because I've decided to hang them off of a bookshelf. That will hide the light pack on the top of the bookshelf, and then they'll just dangle down, and it'll be absolutely adorable. So that is up to you, however you want to hang these, but that is how I'm doing mine. I love this. I think it came out so cute. These are so easy, and think about it, you really could make these in any size that you wanted to. You could resize them bigger or smaller, whatever you prefer. And then you've got all this different mixtures of cute, small, big, little ones, medium ones, however you prefer. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Just a little PSA, don't forget that AllBrands Academy is open. Unfortunately, Lafayette has sold out. Oh, I'm sorry. But there are other locations like San Antonio, Austin, Texas, Houston, Texas, and Bossier City, Louisiana. So make sure you're signing up for AllBrands Academy before they sell out, because they always do sell out. So make sure you're signing up to come hang out with me for 2 days of fun-filled crafting, and we feed you and we get to hang out and we teach you really cool techniques, and it is so much fun. So make sure you're signed up for AllBrands Academy. I cannot wait to see you there. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Sorry about the voiceover. I will see you guys on Saturday for another fun video that I found out does not have audio, so I got to figure that out before then. All right, y'all have a good night. Bye.